When Maya Brooks accepted her millionaire boss's invitation to his exclusive country club, she had no idea it started as a joke, a cruel dare between friends who wanted to watch her fail. But the moment she sank an impossible 20-foot putt with a child's pink club, everything changed. What was supposed to be her humiliation became his awakening, and what started as mockery turned into something neither of them expected: real, undeniable love. Then a cropped photo went viral, rumors exploded, and Maya was barred from the awards ceremony, punished for a lie she didn't tell, humiliated in front of everyone who'd finally started to see her worth. Now Grant has a choice: keep his reputation, his membership, and his privileged world, or stand at a microphone in front of everyone he knows and risk it all for the woman he loves. Subscribe and comment below, because what happens next will restore your faith in poetic justice. The late afternoon sun slanted through the tall windows of Grant Whitaker's kitchen. Maya Brooks wiped down the marble countertop one last time, making sure every surface gleamed. She'd been cleaning his house for 6 months now, and she took pride in her work. Her daddy had always said, "If you're going to do something, do it right." She missed him every day. Maya straightened the fresh flowers in the crystal vase on the island. White lilies. Grant's housekeeper schedule said Fridays were flower days. She checked her phone, 5:47 p.m. Her shift ended at 6. A text from Aunt Evie popped up. "When you coming home?" "Got chicken in the oven." Maya smiled and typed back, "Almost done." "Save me a plate, Maya." She looked up. Grant stood in the doorway, still wearing his golf polo and khakis. His blonde hair was a little messy, like he'd been running his hands through it. He had that smile on his face, the one that looked a little too bright. A little too friendly. "Mr. Whitaker," she said. She always called him that. It was proper. "Grant, please." He walked closer, leaning against the counter. "I keep telling you. Is there something you need?" Maya asked. She tucked a stray braid behind her ear. "I was just finishing up." "Actually, yeah." He pulled out his phone, glanced at it, then looked back at her. "I wanted to thank you for all your hard work. This place has never looked better." "Just doing my job," Maya said, but she felt a small warmth in her chest. People didn't always notice the work she did. "Well, I want to do something nice for you." Grant's smile got wider. "Tomorrow we're having a member outing at my golf club. Nothing fancy, just a casual Saturday round. I'd love for you to join us." "As my guest," Maya blinked. "Your golf club?" "Yeah, Oceanside Country Club. You ever play?" She thought about her daddy. How he'd worked as a greenskeeper at the public course across town. How he'd taught her to put on summer evenings when the grass was soft and the air smelled like cut green. How his calloused hands had guided hers on the grip. "A little," she said carefully, "with my dad. Before he passed. I'm sorry to hear that." Grant's voice softened for just a moment. Then the bright smile returned. "But hey, this would be perfect then. A chance to get back out there." "What do you say?" Maya's phone buzzed again. She glanced down. Aunt Evie. "Everything okay?" Something felt off. Maya had learned to trust that feeling. She'd heard Grant on the phone earlier, laughing with someone named Colin. She'd heard the words "tomorrow" and "should be fun," but Grant stood there waiting, looking almost eager. "I don't have the right clothes for a country club," Maya said. "Don't worry about that. Come as you are. We're keeping it casual." He typed something on his phone. "So you in?" Maya looked at him. Really looked at him. Grant Whitaker was handsome, rich, charming when he wanted to be. But there was something in his eyes right now that didn't match his smile. Her phone rang. Aunt Evie's face filled the screen. "Excuse me," Maya said. She answered. "Hey, Auntie. Baby, you sound funny." "What's wrong?" "Nothing. Mr. Whitaker just invited me to play golf at his club tomorrow." There was a pause. Maya could practically hear Evie thinking. "Put me on speaker," Evie said. Maya hesitated, then did. "You're on." "Mr. Whitaker?" Evie's voice was firm, protective. "This is Maya's aunt, Evelyn Brooks. Nice to, meet you." Grant looked a little less confident now. "Maya is a good girl. Works hard. Respects herself. You understand what I'm saying?" "Yes, ma'am. If she goes to your club, she goes on her feet, not on her knees. You hear me?" Maya felt her face get hot. "Auntie, I hear you," Grant said. He looked at Maya. "I promise. It's just a friendly outing." "Mm-hmm." Evie didn't sound convinced. Maya, you do what feels right. I'll be here when you get home. The call ended. Maya took a breath. Her heart was beating fast. Part of her wanted to say no, but another part, the part that sounded like her daddy, said, "Don't let fear make your choices." "Okay," Maya said. "I'll come." Grant's face lit up. "Great, be there at 9. I'll text you the address." "I know where it is," Maya said quietly. Her father had driven past it 100 times. He'd pointed to the gates and said, "Pretty place." "But not for folks like us," Grant typed on his phone. Maya watched him. A moment later, his phone buzzed. He looked at it and grinned. The name on the screen said Colin. The reply was just a laughing emoji. Maya's stomach tightened, but she kept her face calm, smooth. She'd learned that too. "See you tomorrow," she said. She picked up her purse and walked out of that big, beautiful kitchen. Outside, she sat in her old Honda and let out a long breath. Her phone buzzed. "Aunt Evie, if it feels wrong, you leave." "You don't owe him nothing," Maya typed back. "I know. Love you." Then she drove home through the golden evening light, wondering what tomorrow would bring. Saturday morning came cool and clear. Maya stood in front of her closet, staring at her clothes. What did you wear to a country club when you weren't a member? She chose a simple navy sundress and white flats. Nothing fancy, nothing that tried too hard. She pulled her braids back into a neat ponytail and put on small gold earrings. Her mama's passed down. Aunt Evie watched from the doorway. "You look beautiful, baby." "I look like I'm going to church, not a golf course," Maya said. "You look like yourself." "That's what matters." Evie came closer. "You remember what I said?" "Feet, not knees." Maya turned and hugged her aunt. "I got this. I know you do. Text me every hour." Maya drove to Oceanside Country Club with her hands steady on the wheel. The building appeared through the trees. White columns, perfectly trimmed hedges. Cars that cost more than her yearly salary. She parked in the visitor lot and grabbed her small tote bag. Inside it, sunscreen, her daddy's old ball marker and a water bottle. The entrance was beautiful. Glass doors, a fountain, a man in a uniform who looked at her Honda like it confused him. Maya walked inside. The lobby was all marble and dark wood. It smelled like leather and money. A young woman behind the desk looked up. "Can I help you?" "I'm Maya Brooks, Grant Whitaker's guest." The woman's eyebrows went up slightly, but she smiled. "Of course. Let me call him." She picked up a phone, spoke quietly, then hung up. "He'll be right out. You can wait here." The woman gestured to a leather chair. Maya stayed standing. Grant appeared a few minutes later. He wore expensive golf clothes, a fitted polo, tailored shorts, shoes that probably cost more than her rent. "Maya, you made it." He looked relieved, or maybe surprised. "Come on, everyone's out on the first tee." "Do I need different shoes?" Maya asked. "Oh, yeah, probably." Grant looked at her flats. He called over to a young guy in a staff uniform. "Hey, Riley, can you get us some loaner golf shoes?" "Women's size?" "7," Maya said. Riley nodded and disappeared. Grant led her through a side hallway. Not the main entrance. The side one, Maya noticed. She didn't say anything. They passed a man with silver hair and a stern face. He wore a blazer even though it was warm outside. "Grant," the man said. He looked at Maya but didn't smile. "And guest. Mr. Kellerman, this is Maya Brooks." "Maya, Mr. Kellerman is our club director." "Ma'am?" Mr. Kellerman gave the smallest nod. Then he looked at Grant. "Member entrance is around front." "We're just grabbing shoes," Grant said. His voice had an edge to it. "Of course." Mr. Kellerman walked away. Riley returned with white golf shoes. Maya sat on a bench and changed into them. "They fit okay. A little loose. Ready?" Grant asked. No, Maya thought. But she said, "Sure." They walked out to the first tee. A group of people stood there, 4 men, 2 women. Everyone looked put together. Country club casual. A dark-haired man with a smirk saw them first. "There he is. And you brought her." "Grant, you actually did it." Maya felt every eye turn to her. Grant's jaw tightened. "Everyone, this is Maya." "Hi," Maya said. Her voice came out steady, calm. "Hi," a few people echoed. The smirking man, Colin, Maya realized, walked over. He handed Maya a putter. "A short one, pink. Figured you might need this," Colin said. "It's from the junior set." Someone laughed. Maya took the putter. It was light. Made for a child, Plotted story progression and pacing for narrative arc. This is good so far. I'm building the tension and showing Maya's dignity under pressure. I need to continue through Chapter 3, where she sinks the amazing putt, then into Chapter 4, where she warms the gallery, Chapter 5 with the photo, and Chapter 6 with the private apology. I'm at about 1,600 words, so I need to continue with the same pacing and depth to reach around 4,000 words for Part 1. The first tee box was perfect. Bright green grass, trimmed so close it looked like carpet. Beyond it, the fairway stretched out toward the ocean. Maya could smell salt in the air. Grant stepped up to the tee markers. He hit a decent drive, straight clean. The group clapped politely. Colin went next. Longer, but it sliced right. He muttered something under his breath. Then everyone looked at Maya. Your turn, Colin said. He gestured to the pink putter. Show us what you got. Maya looked down at the little club in her hands. Then she looked at the fairway. She couldn't hit a driver from here, not with a putter. But 20 feet away, someone had left a ball on the practice putting green beside the tee box. Actually, Maya said, can I try that putt first? Just to warm up? Colin grinned. Sure, why not? Maya walked over to the practice green. Her heart hammered. The ball sat at one edge. The hole was at the other. 20 feet, maybe more, and the green sloped hard from left to right. She crouched down, looked at the line. The grass was fast. Evening fast, her daddy used to call it. When the sun had baked the moisture out and the ball would roll forever if you let it, Maya heard her father's voice in her head. Read it backwards, baby girl. Start at the hole and work your way back. She stood up, took her stance. The pink putter felt silly in her hands, but a putter was a putter. Grip, alignment. Quiet hands. She drew the club back, smooth, let it swing through. The ball rolled, it climbed the slope. Curved right. The break was sharp, mean. But Maya had judged it. The ball tracked toward the hole. Someone said, no way. The ball dropped into the cup with a clean rattle. For a moment, nobody spoke. Then Riley, the young staffer, started clapping. Really clapping? That was amazing. The sound broke the spell. A few others clapped too. One of the women whistled. Maya straightened. She didn't smile big. Just a small curve of her lips. Calm, steady. Grant stared at her. His mouth was slightly open. Colin's smirk had faded. Lucky shot, Colin finally said. Maybe, Maya agreed. She walked back and handed him the putter. Thanks for the loan. She looked at Grant. Do you have a real club I can use? Grant blinked. Yeah, of course. He opened his bag and pulled out a 7-iron. Try this. Maya took it. Felt the weight. The balance. For it was a nice club, expensive. She set up to the ball on the tee. Everyone watched now. Really watched. She took a breath. Thought about her daddy's hands on hers. The way he'd taught her to turn through the ball. To trust the swing, she hit it clean. The ball flew straight down the fairway. Not the longest drive. But accurate, honest, more clapping. This time it sounded real. Well done, an older man said. He had kind eyes. I'm Hawthorne. Robert Hawthorne. Maya Brooks. She shook his hand. Where'd you learn to play, Miss Brooks? My father taught me. He worked at the municipal course in town. Mr. Hawthorne nodded slowly. A greenskeeper? Yes, sir. Good teachers, greenskeepers. They know the game from the ground up. He smiled. Welcome to Oceanside. Maya felt something warm in her chest. Gratitude, respect. Thank you, she said. They played on. By the second hole, something had shifted. The group was quieter, watching. Maya kept her head down and focused on her game. She wasn't perfect. Her swing was a little rusty, a little uncertain. But she didn't embarrass herself. On her practice swing, she caught the ground wrong and stumbled. It looked clumsy. Colin started to laugh. Maya laughed first. Well, that was ugly, she said. The group relaxed. Even Colin smiled a little. She hit the actual shot clean. As they walked down the fairway, Maya saw a groundskeeper trimming near the tree line. His shirt had a name badge. She made sure to catch his eye. Morning, Marcus, she called, reading the name. Beautiful work on the course. The man looked surprised, then pleased. Thank you, miss. One of the women in the group, blonde, pretty, wearing designer sunglasses, leaned over to Colin. Who is she again? Grant's housekeeper, Colin said. Quiet, but not quiet enough. The woman's eyebrows shot up. Maya pretended not to hear. At the third hole, Mr. Hawthorne stepped up to address his ball, but his hands shook. Badly. Maya noticed he gripped the club too tight, fighting the tremor. He swung and missed completely. "Damn it," he muttered. His face went red. Maya walked over. Gentle, quiet. "Mr. Hawthorne, may I?" He looked at her, embarrassed. "I have Parkinson's. Some days are better than others. My daddy used to say a light grip fixes half the problems in golf." Maya touched his hands. Soft, respectful. "Can I show you?" He nodded. She adjusted his fingers on the club. "Hold it like you're holding a baby bird. Firm enough to keep it safe. Light enough not to hurt it." Mr. Hawthorne tried again. His hands still shook, but less. He swung. The ball flew. "Not far, but straight," he laughed. Actually laughed. "They'll be damned." "Nice shot," Maya said. The group clapped. This time the sound felt different. Warmer. Real. Grant watched Maya like he was seeing her for the first time. His expression was complicated. Confused. Maybe a little awed. Colin just looked annoyed. They walked to the next tee. The morning sun climbed higher. The ocean breeze kept everything cool. Maya could almost forget this had started as a joke. Almost. At the halfway house, a pretty little building with drinks and snacks, Maya bought 3 bottles of water. One for herself. One for Riley, who'd been quietly helping her read the greens. One for Mr. Hawthorne. "You didn't have to do that," Mr. Hawthorne said when she handed him the bottle. "I wanted to," Maya said. The blonde woman, Marla, someone had called her, stood near the scoreboard with her phone out. She was taking pictures, lots of them. Maya saw one shot, her and Grant mid-laugh about something Riley had said. The angle was close, cropped. It looked like they were alone together. Intimate. Marla's thumbs flew over her screen. A minute later, phones started buzzing all around. Grant pulled his phone out. His face went white. Maya watched him. She knew. She knew before she even saw it. "What?" Colin asked, looking at his own phone. Then he grinned. "Oh, this is good." One of the other men showed his screen to his wife. She gasped. Grant looked up at Maya. His eyes were panicked. "Can I see?" Maya asked. Her voice stayed calm. Grant hesitated. Then he turned his phone around. The photo was there, Maya and Grant laughing. The caption read, "Grant's new conquest. Staff upgrade." Below it, a group chat was blowing up with comments. "No way is that his housekeeper." "This should be interesting. Money can't buy class, I guess." Maya's stomach went cold, but she didn't let it show on her face. "It's just a joke," Colin said. He didn't sound sorry. "People are bored. They'll forget by tomorrow." "It's not a joke," Grant said. His voice was tight. Maya looked at him. Really looked at him. "Did you know about this?" "No, I mean," Grant ran a hand through his hair. "Not like this. But you knew something." It wasn't a question. He didn't answer. Maya set down her water bottle. She should leave. Right now. Walk away with whatever dignity she had left. But then she thought about her daddy. About the way he'd held his head high, even when people looked down on him. About the way he'd taught her that respect was something you gave yourself first. "Mr. Whittaker," she said, formal now, distant. "Can I talk to you?" "Alone?" Grant nodded. They walked to a bench on the other side of the halfway house. Away from the group, Maya sat down. Grant sat beside her, keeping distance between them. "I need you to tell me the truth," Maya said. "Was this whole thing a setup? The invitation?" Grant closed his eyes. "It started as—" "Colin dared me. He thought it would be funny. To invite you and see what happened. See me fail, you mean? I didn't think—" He stopped. "I'm sorry." "That's not good enough, I know. But I am sorry." Maya looked out at the golf course. The ocean beyond. It was beautiful here. Almost perfect. "If I'm good enough to stand beside you for pictures," she said quietly, "then I'm good enough to be named and respected. Out loud, where people can hear." "You're right. I don't need an apology that's just between us," Maya continued. "I need one that matters. One that cost you something." Grant turned to look at her. "What do you want me to do?" "I want you to figure that out yourself." Maya stood up. "Because if you don't know, then you're not the kind of man I thought you might be." She started walking back toward the group. "Maya, wait." She paused but didn't turn around. "Are you leaving?" Grant asked. Maya thought about it. About getting in her car and driving away. Never coming back to this place or anything like it. But then she thought about that putt, about the way she'd helped Mr. Hawthorne, about Riley's genuine smile and the groundskeeper's surprised gratitude. She thought about finishing what she started. "No," she said. "I'm going to play the rest of this round. And I'm going to play it well." A breeze lifted her visor. She adjusted it and walked back to the group with her chin high and her shoulders straight. Behind her, Grant sat on that bench and put his head in his hands. Mr. Kellerman appeared as Maya rejoined the group. He had that same stern expression, that same cold stare. "Mr. Whitaker," he called. "A word about member decorum." Grant looked up. Looked at Maya, then looked at Kellerman. "Not now," Grant said. "I'm afraid it is now," Kellerman replied. "There are concerns." "Then they can wait." Grant's voice was firm, harder than Maya had ever heard it. "We're in the middle of a round." Kellerman's lips pressed into a thin line. But he nodded and walked away. Colin watched the whole thing with narrowed eyes. Marla kept her phone out, and Maya picked up Grant's 7-iron and headed to the next tee. The sun was high now. The ocean sparkled. And Maya Brooks was going to finish this round no matter what. Maya played the back nine like her father was watching from heaven. And maybe he was. She hit a straight layup on the par 5, chipped close on the short par 3, lagged a long putt to tap-in range. Nothing fancy. Nothing showy. Just solid, honest golf. And something beautiful started to happen. The gallery, the small group following their round, began to grow. A few members walking other holes stopped to watch. A teenager in an oceanside visor gave Maya a high five after her chip shot. "That was sick," the kid said. Maya grinned. "Thanks." Even the cold shoulders started to thaw. One of the women who'd been whispering earlier asked Maya where she learned to read greens so well. "My daddy," Maya said. "He knew every blade of grass on a golf course. Said if you listen, the ground tells you where the ball wants to go," the woman smiled. "That's beautiful." On the 15th hole, Grant and Colin walked ahead to scout the green. Maya hung back with Mr. Hawthorne and Riley. That's when she heard it. "This isn't funny anymore." Grant's voice carried on the wind. "Relax," Colin said. "It's just a game. It was a dare." "A stupid dare. And you posted that photo?" "Marla posted it. Not me. You started this whole thing." Grant's voice rose. "You told me it would be harmless." A laugh. Maya couldn't hear Colin's response, but she saw him shrug. Saw the smirk still on his face. Grant looked back at her. Their eyes met across the fairway. He turned back to Colin and said something sharp. Something that made Colin's smirk finally disappear. When they rejoined the group, Colin kept his distance. Grant walked beside Maya. "Nice par back there." "Thanks," she said. "Nothing more. I meant what I said." "I'm sorry." "I know you are." Maya lined up her next shot. "But sorry is just a word until it becomes an action." She hit the ball clean. It landed softly on the green. Grant watched her walk away, something shifting in his expression. Something that looked like understanding. So maybe regret. The 18th hole was a par 4 with the ocean on the right. Beautiful and dangerous. The kind of hole that made you think about every shot. Maya hit her drive down the left side. Safe. Smart. The small gallery that had been following them clapped. Real applause now. Not polite. Not mocking. Just people who appreciated good golf. She walked up the fairway with the sun warm on her shoulders and the salt air in her lungs. For a moment, just a moment, she felt like she belonged here. But then they reached the clubhouse area. More people had gathered. Word had spread about Grant's housekeeper playing the member course. Some faces were curious. Some were amused. Some were carefully blank. Marla stood near the patio, phone in hand. Always the phone. Maya felt the shift. The weight of all those eyes. All those judgments. She finished the hole with a solid par. The group shook hands. Mr. Hawthorne pulled her aside. "Young lady, you are a credit to the game," he said. "Your father would be proud." Maya's throat tightened. "Thank you, sir. That means a lot. I'd like you to meet my daughter next time," he continued. "She works with a youth golf program. Could use someone like you." "I'd like that," Maya said. And she meant it. But then she caught sight of Riley's phone. The screen was turned just enough for her to see the photo from earlier. The caption. And now dozens more comments. Who does she think she is? Grant's midlife crisis hitting early. This is what happens when you let anyone on the course. Actually embarrassing Maya's vision tunneled. The clubhouse lawn tilted. Was this all a joke? The whole thing? Even the kindness she'd shown, the golf she'd played, was it all just entertainment for these people? Grant appeared at her elbow. Maya, she turned to him, kept her voice low, steady. If you care about me, about any of this, then you need to prove it where they laughed. What do you mean? So you know what I mean. Maya looked at the clubhouse behind him, at all those people watching, whispering. You prove it out loud, where everyone can see, or this us, whatever this is. It's nothing. She walked toward the clubhouse doors, the main doors, not the side entrance. Grant stood there, frozen between his world and hers. Maya didn't look back. Inside the clubhouse lobby, Mr. Kellerman intercepted her immediately. Miss Brooks. His voice was professional, cold. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable using the staff exit. To avoid any awkwardness, Maya stopped walking. Awkwardness for who? For everyone. Kellerman gestured toward the side hallway. The member entrance can be quite busy at this time of day. I'm a guest, Maya said quietly. Grant invited me through the front doors. I'll leave through the front doors. Kellerman's jaw tightened. Miss Brooks, is there a problem? Grant's voice. He'd followed her inside. His face was flushed. His hands were in fists. No problem, Kellerman said smoothly. Simply suggesting the most efficient exit. She'll use whatever exit she wants, Grant said. The lobby had gone quiet. People were watching now. Really watching. Maya felt suddenly tired, bone-tired. She didn't want to be in the middle of this. Didn't want to be the cause of Grant's anger or Kellerman's disapproval or anyone's entertainment. She just wanted to go home. It's fine, she said. I'll go. Maya, the front doors opened. A woman in a simple floral dress walked in. She had the same dark eyes as Maya, the same steady way of standing Aunt Evie. There you are, baby, Evie said. She crossed the lobby like she owned the place. Like marble floors and crystal chandeliers were nothing special. I came to pick you up. Auntie, you didn't have to. I wanted to. Evie looked at Grant, then at Kellerman, then back at Maya. You ready to go? Maya nodded. She was more than ready. Evie took Maya's arm and guided her toward the doors. Not the side exit, the front doors, wide and bright and open. As they walked out, Evie spoke just loud enough for the lobby to hear. You hold your head high, Maya Brooks. You did nothing wrong. Outside in the parking lot, Maya finally let out the breath she'd been holding. How did you know? She asked. A mother knows, Evie said. She wasn't Maya's mother, not by blood, but she'd raised her since Maya was 12. Since the cancer took her mama, and the heart attack took her daddy 2 years later. And you texted me 3 times in an hour. That's not like you. Maya hugged her aunt. Just held on tight. Let's go home, Evie said. I made your favorite pie. Peach. Is there any other kind? They drove away from Oceanside Country Club. Maya watched it disappear in the side mirror. The white columns. The perfect hedges. The world that wasn't hers. But that night as she lay in bed, she didn't think about the cruel photo or the cold stares. She thought about the putt dropping, about Mr. Hawthorne's grateful smile, about the groundskeeper, who'd looked surprised when she said his name. She thought about Grant's face when he'd confronted Colin, when he'd stood up to Kellerman, and she wondered if he would figure out what to do next or if this was already over before it even began. Sunday. Morning came quiet and slow. Maya helped Evie with the breakfast dishes, then settled on the couch with a book she couldn't focus on. Her phone buzzed. Grant's name lit up the screen. She stared at it for a long moment before answering. Hello? Maya, hi. He sounded nervous, uncertain. Can I see you? Why, I want to talk. Really talk. And I want to, he paused. I want to learn from you. If you'll let me, Maya frowned. Learn what? Golf the right way. The way your father taught you. Grant's voice was quiet now, honest. I've been playing my whole life and I never really understood it. Not the way you do. Not the way you see the game. Grant, I'm at the public driving range, near your apartment. The one on Foster Street. He rushed the words out. If you don't want to come, I understand. But I'll be here for a while. In case you do. He hung up before she could respond. Maya sat there with the phone in her hand. Evie looked over from her crossword puzzle. That him? Yeah. What did he want? To see me. At the public range, Evie set down her pen. And what do you want? Maya thought about it. Really thought. I want to know if he meant what he said. About being sorry, then go find out. Evie stood and grabbed her car keys. But baby? If he disappoints you, you come straight home. Don't give him a second chance if he doesn't deserve it. I won't, Maya promised. She changed into jeans and a t-shirt, put her braids up, grabbed her daddy's old golf glove from the drawer where she kept it. 20 minutes later, she pulled into the parking lot of Foster Street Range. It was nothing like Oceanside. The grass was patchy. The nets were old. The balls were scuffed, but it was where her daddy had taught her. Where she'd spent summer evenings learning to shape shots and read wind. Grant stood in the last bay, swinging a club. His form was all wrong, too tense, too forced. Maya walked up behind him. You're gripping it like you're choking it. He spun around. Relief flooded his face. You came. I'm here. That doesn't mean anything yet. Maya crossed her arms. Why'd you really ask me to come? Grant set down the club. Because yesterday I was a coward. I set you up. Even if I didn't mean for it to go that far, I still started it. And then when things got ugly, I didn't defend you the way I should have. No, you didn't. I'm ashamed of that. He met her eyes. I want to do better, be better. But I need you to know the truth first. Maya waited. Colin dared me to invite you, Grant said. He thought it would be funny to see if you'd come. If you'd embarrass yourself. I thought... He swallowed hard. I thought it would be harmless. I didn't think you'd actually play well. I didn't think people would care. But I did play well, Maya said. And people did care. You were amazing. You are amazing. Grant stepped closer, and everyone saw it. That's what scared Colin. That's why Marla posted that picture. Because you weren't the joke, they were. Maya felt something in her chest loosen. Just a little. So what happens now? That's up to you, Grant said. But I'm asking if you'll give me a chance. I want to make this right, publicly, where it matters. How? There's a family day scramble next Saturday at the club. It's open to guests. I want you to come as my partner. My real partner. Not as a joke, not hidden. There's someone I'm proud to play with. Maya shook her head. Grant, I'll sign you up officially. I'll use the member entrance with you. I'll introduce you to everyone properly. His words came faster now, urgent. And if they don't like it, if Kellerman or Colin or anyone gives you trouble, I'll handle it. Out loud in front of everyone. That'll cost you, Maya said quietly. Your friends, your reputation, maybe even your membership. I know. And you're willing to do that. Grant looked at her for a long moment. You asked me to prove it where they laughed. That's what I'm trying to do. But it only matters if you want it. If you want this, whatever this is. Maya studied his face, looking for lies, for cracks, for the boy who'd thought inviting her as a joke was harmless fun, but all she saw was a man who looked scared and hopeful and sorry. Okay, she said finally, but we do this my way. Anything. First, you learn to hold a golf club properly. Maya picked up his driver. Because this grip is painful to watch, Grant laughed. A real laugh. Surprised and grateful, Maya stepped close, took his hands. Placed them on the club the way her daddy had taught her. Light, she said. Like you're holding something precious. His fingers adjusted under hers. Their hands touched, her brown skin against his pale skin. Warm and certain like this, he asked. His voice was softer now. Yeah, Maya said. Like that, she stepped back. Watched him swing. It was better. Not perfect, but better. Again, she said. They spent the next hour at that range. Maya teaching. Grant learning. The conversation flowing easy and honest between them. He told her about growing up with money, but no real connection. About his father's expectations and his mother's distance. About how the country club had always felt more like a performance than a home. She told him about her parents, about grief and loss and the way Aunt Evie had saved her, about working hard and keeping her head down and wondering if she'd ever feel like she belonged anywhere. You belonged yesterday, Grant said. On that course. You belonged more than any of us, Maya smiled. Small but real. Maybe I did. The sun climbed higher. The range filled with other people. Families, kids, couples. Grant bought them both water from the vending machine. They sat on the bench outside the bays, shoulders almost touching. Can I ask you something? Grant said, sure, that putt. The 20-footer on the first hole. Did you know it would go in? Maya thought back. To the green. The slope. Her daddy's voice in her head. No, she said honestly. But I trusted the read, and I trusted my stroke. Sometimes that's all you can do. Grant nodded slowly. Trust the process. Trust yourself, Maya corrected. The process is just the steps. But you're the one taking them. He looked at her. Really looked. You're incredibly wise, you know that? I'm incredibly tired, Maya said. But she was smiling. And you're incredibly bad at golf for someone who's been playing their whole life. Harsh, honest. Grant bumped her shoulder with his. Will you help me get better? Before Saturday? Maybe. Maya stood and stretched. But only if you promise me something. What? If we do this, if I come to that scramble, you tell the truth. The whole truth. No matter who's listening. She met his eyes. Public truth or nothing. Can you do that? Grant stood too. I can. I will. Good. Maya picked up her purse. I have to go. Aunt Evie's making Sunday dinner and she'll kill me if I'm late. Okay. Grant looked like he wanted to say more. Ask more, but he just nodded. Thank you. For coming. For giving me a chance. Don't thank me yet, Maya said. You still have to earn it. She walked to her car. But before she got in, she called back, Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock. The public practice area at your club. If you're serious about this, meet me there. I'll be there, Grant promised. Maya drove home through the Sunday morning light, feeling something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope that evening. Maya helped Evie roll out pie crust in the kitchen. The smell of cinnamon and peaches filled the small apartment. So? Evie asked. How'd it go? He apologized. Really apologized? That's a start. He wants me to play in a scramble next Saturday, at his club. As his partner, Maya crimped the edge of the crust, said he'd do it publicly. Sign me up officially. Use the front entrance. Evie stopped rolling. And you believe him? I think so. Maya paused. I want to. Wanting and trusting are different things, baby. I know. Evie studied her niece's face. You like him. It wasn't a question. Maya felt her cheeks warm. Maybe, she admitted. He's different than I thought. Underneath all the money and the country club polish, he's just trying to figure things out. Like everyone else. Evie went back to her rolling. Well, let me tell you something. If he won't defend you where they mocked you, he doesn't deserve you. Period. End of story. I know. And if he asks you to sneak around, to hide what you are together, you walk away. You hear me? I hear you, Auntie. Good. Evie slid the pie into the oven. Now set the timer and tell me about this putt everyone keeps talking about. Maya laughed and told the story again. About the slope and the red and the way the ball had dropped clean into the cup. Later after dinner, her phone buzzed. A text from Grant. Tuesday at 6. I'll be there. Then another. And Maya, thank you for today. For everything, Maya typed back. Don't thank me. Prove it, she added. And fix your grip before Tuesday. You're still strangling that club. His response came with a laughing emoji. Yes, ma'am. Maya set her phone down and pulled up the Oceanside website. She found the Family Day Scramble announcement. It was open to members and their registered guests. Mixed teams encouraged. Sign-ups closing Friday. She screenshotted it and sent it to Grant with one line. If I come, I tee off from the same markers as everyone else. No backdoors. No kids' clubs. No exceptions. His reply came immediately. Done, I promise. Evie looked over from her knitting. You really doing this? I think I am. Lord help us all, Evie muttered. But she was smiling. Well, if you're going to do it, you do it right. With your head high and your heart protected. Yes, ma'am, Maya said. She went to bed that night thinking about Tuesday, about seeing Grant again, about whether he'd really follow through, or if this was just another pretty promise that would fade in the daylight. She'd find out soon enough. Tuesday evening arrived cool and clear. Maya drove to Oceanside Country Club with butterflies in her stomach. She parked in the guest lot and walked to the public access practice area, a small section of the range that non-members could use for a fee. Grant was already there. He waved when he saw her, but so was Mr. Kellerman, standing near the entrance with his clipboard and his stern expression. Maya's steps slowed. Grant met her halfway. It's okay. I already signed you in as my guest. He held up a guest pass with her name printed on it. Official, real. Mr. Kellerman watched them with narrow eyes but said nothing. Thank you, Maya said quietly. They walked to the practice bays together. Not hiding, Not sneaking. Just two people going to hit golf balls. Colin appeared near the putting green. He started to walk over, that familiar smirk on his face. Grant stepped between them. Not now, Colin. Come on, man. I just wanted to... I said not now. Grant's voice was firm, final. Colin stopped, looked at Maya, then back at Grant. Something shifted in his expression. Yeah, okay. He walked away. Maya let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. You all right? Grant asked. Yeah, that was just unexpected. I told him yesterday that he crossed a line, that I was done with the jokes. Grant picked up a club. He didn't take it well. Are you guys still friends? I don't know. Grant looked uncomfortable. Maybe not. Maybe we never really were. They practiced for an hour. Maya fixed Grant's grip again, showed him how to read the wind, taught him her daddy's trick for keeping his head still. The practice turned into something else, something easy and warm. They laughed when Grant topped a ball, celebrated when he finally hit one clean, talked about everything and nothing. Marla walked past at one point, saw them together, pulled out her phone. Let her take the picture, Maya said softly. You sure? Yeah, I'm not hiding. Marla snapped the photo and walked away. But this time Maya didn't feel that sick dread. This time she stood tall, visible, real. As twilight fell and the range lights flickered on, Grant and Maya moved to the putting green. Just the two of them, and the sound of balls rolling over grass. They ended up behind the pro shop, out of sight. The air smelled like honeysuckle and cut grass. Grant looked at her. Can I ask you something? Sure. Would you let me kiss you? Maya's heart jumped, but she held his gaze. Ask me when you're ready to be seen. I am ready, not here. Not hidden. Maya's voice was gentle but firm. When you're ready to stand with me in the daylight in front of everyone, then ask me again. Grant nodded slowly. Okay, I will. They walked back to the parking lot together. The evening had turned cool. Maya shivered. Grant pulled off his jacket and draped it over her shoulders. Here, I'm fine. Pa, please. Let me do at least this much. Maya pulled the jacket close. It smelled like expensive cologne and laundry detergent. At her car, Grant lingered. So, Saturday? Saturday, Maya agreed. 9 o'clock. I'll meet you at the front entrance. We'll sign in together. Okay, and Maya. Grant's voice dropped. I meant what I said. I'm ready for this, for us, whatever this becomes. Maya looked at him, at his earnest face and nervous hands and hopeful eyes. Then prove it, she said softly. Not just to me. To everyone. She got in her car and drove home wearing his jacket, wondering if Saturday would change everything, or break her heart completely. Wednesday arrived with bright sunshine and a nervous flutter in Maya's stomach. She'd agreed to meet Grant at the club during lunch hour, to officially sign up for the family day scramble. Evie had made her eat breakfast. Can't face those people on an empty stomach. Now Maya stood in front of her closet again, choosing clothes like they were armor. Simple white blouse, dark jeans, her mama's earrings. She drove to Oceanside with the windows down, letting the ocean air calm her nerves. Grant waited by the front entrance. He smiled when he saw her. A real smile. Warm and genuine. Ready? He asked. As I'll ever be. They walked inside together, through the main doors, past the marble lobby, toward the member lounge where sign-ups were happening. People noticed. Of course they did. Maya felt every glance, every whisper. But Grant didn't pull away, didn't speed up or slow down. He just walked beside her like it was the most natural thing in the world. The sign-up table was near the big windows, overlooking the 18th green. Mr. Kellerman stood behind it with his clipboard and his reading glasses. Mr. Whitaker, Kellerman said. He barely glanced at Maya. Signing up for the scramble? Yes, Maya Brooks and I would like to register as a team. Kellerman's pen paused. I see. Well, we've had quite a few sign-ups already. I'm not sure we have space. The website says registration closes Friday, Grant said calmly. It's Wednesday. Yes, but is the scramble full? Kellerman's jaw tightened. No, then we'd like to register, please. A long moment passed. Maya held her breath. Finally, Kellerman wrote their names on his list. You'll be in the second wave. 10 o'clock start time. Actually, Kellerman continued, looking at Maya now, we could use volunteers for range support, handing out water, keeping score. If Miss Brooks would prefer a less strenuous role. Maya felt heat rise in her chest. But before she could speak, Grant did. "Maya is my partner," he said. His voice was respectful but firm. "We're playing together." "As a team?" "Of course." Kellerman's smile was thin. "Just offering options." "We appreciate that," Maya said. Her voice came out steady, calm. "But I'm here to play golf." Kellerman nodded stiffly. "Very well. You're all set." As they turned to leave, a familiar voice called out, "Miss Brooks!" Mr. Hawthorne walked toward them, smiling wide. A younger woman with kind eyes walked beside him. "I'm so glad I caught you," Mr. Hawthorne said. "This is my daughter, Claire. I've been telling her all about you." "Dad can't stop talking about your putting lesson," Claire said. She shook Maya's hand warmly. "I run a youth golf program at the municipal course. We're always looking for volunteers who understand the game, really understand it." "I'd love that," Maya said. And she meant it. Working with kids, teaching them what her daddy taught her. It felt right, wonderful. "I'll get your number before Saturday." Claire glanced at the sign-up sheet. "Oh, you're playing in the scramble? We'll be cheering you on." They chatted for a few more minutes. Easy conversation. Real kindness. When Mr. Hawthorne and Claire left, Maya felt lighter. Like maybe she had allies here. "Real ones, see?" Grant said softly. "Not everyone here is like Colin or Kellerman." "No, not everyone." Maya squeezed his hand, quick, brief, but he squeezed back. They walked toward the parking lot. The sun felt good on Maya's face, but as they passed the patio, Maya saw Marla sitting with two other women. All three watched as Grant and Maya walked by. Marla's thumbs flew over her phone. Maya's phone buzzed a few minutes later. A message from an unknown number. "Enjoy Saturday. Should be quite a show." She showed it to Grant, his face darkened. "That's Marla's number. She's trying to scare me. Is it working?" Maya thought about it. About the photo. The whispers. The way Kellerman had tried to put her in range support. "A little," she admitted. "But I'm still coming on Saturday." "Good." Grant took her hand properly this time. "Right there in the parking lot where anyone could see. Because I want you there, and not because I feel guilty. Because I want to spend time with you." Maya looked down at their joined hands. Brown and white. Different, but fitting together somehow. "Grant?" "Yeah?" "What happens after Saturday, if this goes well?" "If we—" She trailed off. "If we what?" His voice was gentle. "If we keep seeing each other. Really seeing each other. Your friends won't like it. The club won't like it. Then they'll have to get used to it." Grant stepped closer. "I can't promise everything will be perfect, but I can promise I won't hide you. Not anymore. And if they make me choose between them and you—" He paused. "I think I already know what I'd choose." Maya's heart did something complicated in her chest. Hope and fear mixed together. "Saturday," she said. "Let's get through Saturday first. Deal." They stood there for another moment. Just the two of them in the parking lot. Then Maya got in her car and drove home. That evening she told Evie everything over leftover pie. "He held your hand?" "In public?" Evie asked. "In the parking lot, where everyone could see." Evie cut another slice. "That's something, at least. You still don't trust him." "I don't trust that club. I don't trust his friends." Evie looked at her niece. "But I trust you. If you think he's worth the risk, then go ahead and take it. Just keep your eyes open." "I will," Maya promised. Friday night, Maya laid out her clothes for Saturday. Athletic shorts. A moisture-wicking polo shirt she'd bought on sale. Her daddy's ball marker in her pocket. She tried to sleep but couldn't. Her mind kept spinning. What if she played badly? What if Grant changed his mind? What if Marla and Colin made Saturday miserable? Around midnight, her phone buzzed. "Grant. Can't sleep. Too nervous." Maya smiled in the dark. "Maya. Me too." Grant. "You're going to be amazing tomorrow." "I know it, Maya. We'll both be amazing together." Grant. "Together." "I like that, Maya." "Good night, Grant." Grant. "Good night, Maya. See you in the morning." Front entrance. 9 sharp. Maya finally fell asleep with her phone on her pillow and hope in her heart. Saturday morning dawned perfect. Clear sky, soft breeze. The kind of day that made you believe good things were possible. Maya drove to Oceanside, wearing her game face and her mama's earrings. Evie had hugged her at the door. "You go show them what Maya Brooks is made of." "Yes, ma'am." Now Maya pulled into the guest parking lot. Her hands trembled slightly on the wheel. "You can do this," she told herself. "Daddy would want you to do this." She grabbed her small bag and walked toward the front entrance. Grant stood there waiting. He wore a blue polo that matched his eyes. When he saw her, his whole face lit up. "You came," he said. "Did you think I wouldn't?" "Maybe a little," he smiled. "Ready to do this?" "Ready." They walked inside together. The lobby was busy with families, kids in tiny golf outfits, parents with cameras, laughter and excitement everywhere. It felt different than the first time Maya had been here. Less cold, more alive. They checked in at the registration table. A young woman, not Kellerman, smiled at them both. "Whitaker and Brooks, Team 7. You tee off at 10 from the first tee. Good luck." "Thank you," Maya said. On the practice green, Maya's hands shook as she lined up a warm-up putt. Her breath came shallow, fast. Grant knelt beside her. "Hey, look at me," she did. "Your line. Your speed. Remember?" Maya nodded. She took a deep breath. Then another. "I'm scared," she admitted. "Me too." Grant's smile was soft, understanding. "But we're scared together, and that makes it better." Maya rolled the putt. "It dropped clean, see?" Grant said. "You've got this." By the time they reached the first tee, Maya felt steadier. The gallery was small, mostly family members and a few curious club members. Mr. Hawthorne and Claire waved from the side. Riley, the young caddy, gave her a thumbs up. Marla stood near the back with Colin, both watching, both waiting. The starter called their names. Team 7, Grant Whitaker and Maya Brooks. Maya stepped up to the tee markers, the same ones everyone else used. Not the forward tees, not the junior set equal. She hit her drive smooth and straight. Not the longest, but good, solid. Grant went next. His shot faded right but stayed in play. They walked down the fairway side by side. And slowly, so slowly Maya almost didn't notice. She stopped being nervous. This was just golf. Just the game her daddy had taught her. The one she loved. On the third hole, a teenage girl stood near the tee box with her parents. The girl looked terrified. Her hands shook on her club. "First time?" Maya asked gently. The girl nodded. "I don't want to mess up in front of everyone." "Can I tell you a secret?" Maya leaned closer. "Everyone messes up, even the pros. The trick is to mess up with style." The girl giggled. "Watch." Maya took a practice swing and deliberately stumbled. Made it look silly. "See? If you're going to fall, fall like you meant to." The girl laughed harder. Then she stepped up and hit a decent shot. Not perfect, but brave. Her parents applauded. So did Maya and Grant. As they walked on, Grant said quietly, "You're really good at this, helping people feel comfortable. My daddy used to say golf is better when everyone's having fun, even if you're not playing well." "Smart man." "The best," Maya agreed. The round flowed easy after that. Maya and Grant fell into a rhythm. She'd read the putts. He'd call the distances. They'd strategize together, laugh together. The gallery around them grew warmer. People remembered Maya from the week before. They called out encouragement, asked for tips. A little boy in oversized golf shoes asked Maya to show him how to chip. She spent 5 minutes with him, patient and kind, while his mother watched with grateful eyes. Grant stood back and just watched her. His expression was soft, almost awed. On the 12th hole, clouds appeared on the horizon. "Dark and heavy. Storm coming," one of the older members said. The wind picked up. The temperature dropped. They played on. By the 14th hole, the sky had turned gray. Thunder rumbled in the distance. The horn sounded. 3 long blasts. Temporary suspension. "Everyone head to the clubhouse," a marshal called. "We'll reassess in 20 minutes. People scattered. The wind whipped harder now. Someone's hat flew across the fairway. Maya saw a little boy standing alone near the snack tent. He looked around frantically. "Mommy?" he called. His voice was small, scared. Maya jogged over. "Hey, buddy. You okay?" "I can't find my mom." His eyes filled with tears. "We'll find her." "What's her name?" "Jennifer." "Okay, come with me." Maya pulled off her windbreaker and wrapped it around the boy's shoulders. "We'll look together." Grant appeared beside them with an umbrella. "What's wrong?" "He's lost his mom." The rain started. Hard and sudden. Grant held the umbrella over all 3 of them as they hurried toward the clubhouse. The boy clung to Maya's hand. "Jennifer!" Grant called out. "Anyone seen Jennifer?" A woman ran toward them. "Tyler, oh my God, Tyler." The boy broke away and ran to his mother. She scooped him up, crying with relief. Thank you, she said to Maya and Grant. Thank you so much. Of course, Maya said. She was soaked now. Cold. Grant gave Tyler's mother his umbrella. Take it. Get him dry. As they walked toward shelter, Maya saw Mr. Hawthorne slip on the wet clubhouse steps. He went down hard. Mr. Hawthorne. Maya rushed over. The older man sat on the step, wincing. His hands shook badly. His face was pale. I'm all right. Just clumsy. Here, Maya took one arm. Grant took the other. Together they helped him up. Slowly. Carefully. Grant pulled off his own jacket, his dry jacket, and draped it over Mr. Hawthorne's shoulders. Let's get you inside, sir. They settled Mr. Hawthorne in a chair by the fireplace, brought him hot coffee, made sure he was okay. Claire appeared, worried. Dad, are you hurt? No, sweetheart. Thanks to these two. The rain pounded against the windows. Thunder cracked overhead, but inside people were laughing, sharing towels, telling stories about storms they'd played through. Maya stood by the window watching the rain. Her clothes stuck to her skin. Her braids dripped water. But she felt good, really good. Grant came up beside her. You okay? Yeah, you? Better than okay. He looked at her. Really looked. You were incredible out there. With Tyler, with Mr. Hawthorne, with everyone. You were too, Maya said. You gave away your jacket. Your umbrella. I learned from the best. The horn sounded again. 2 blasts. Play would resume in 15 minutes. People cheered. The storm had passed as quickly as it came. They finished the round in bright sunshine. The grass sparkled with rain. The air smelled clean and new. Maya and Grant played their best golf on the final holes, working together, trusting each other. When they sank the final putt, the small gallery applauded. Real applause. The kind that meant something. Mr. Hawthorne shook both their hands. You two make a fine team. Thank you, sir, Maya said. On the patio afterward, the atmosphere was relaxed, happy. Someone brought out lemonade and cookies. Kids ran around with mini putters. Maya felt herself relax for the first time all day. Maybe this was going to be okay. Maybe she really did belong here. A member she didn't know invited her to a casual chipping contest. Show us that short game, he said with a friendly smile. Maya joined in. She hit a few chips close, made people laugh with her running commentary. Let herself just enjoy the moment. Grant stood with a group of members talking. Marla approached him. Maya could see her from across the patio. Marla said something, touched Grant's arm, smiled up at him. Grant stepped back. Thanks, but I can't. I already have plans. Come on, Marla said. Louder now. It's just dinner. I said no, Marla. Grant's voice was clear, public. I'm here with Maya, and I'd like to spend the rest of the day with her. The patio got quieter. People watched. Marla's face flushed. Seriously? Seriously. She walked away, heels clicking on the stone. Maya's heart swelled. He'd said it out loud, where everyone could hear. Grant crossed the patio to her. Can we talk? Somewhere quiet? Sure. They walked around to the back of the pro shop. The same spot they'd stood on Tuesday. But this time felt different. Everything felt different. I meant what I said, Grant told her. About wanting to spend time with you. About being ready. I know, so I'm asking. Right now, in the daylight. He smiled, nervous, hopeful. Maya Brooks, can I kiss you? Maya's breath caught. She looked at his face. His earnest, honest, hopeful face. Yes, she whispered. He leaned in slowly. Gave her time to change her mind. But she didn't. Their lips met. Soft, gentle, certain. It was Maya's first real kiss since high school. And it was perfect. Sweet and unhurried and right. When they pulled back, Grant rested his forehead against hers. I'm falling for you, he said quietly. I need you to know that. I'm falling too, Maya admitted. They stood there for a moment longer. Just breathing, just being. Then they walked back to the patio hand in hand, but something had changed. Maya felt it immediately. People were staring at their phones, whispering. The relaxed atmosphere had turned tense. Mr. Kellerman stood near the awards table with his arms crossed. Marla stood beside him, phone in hand, smug. What happened? Grant asked Riley as they passed. Riley looked uncomfortable. There's a video. Marla posted it. Of what? Of the storm. But she edited it. Made it look like... Riley trailed off. It's not good. Grant pulled out his phone. His face went white. Maya looked over his shoulder. The video showed Maya with Tyler, but it was cropped, edited. The caption read, "Staging rescues for attention." You decide? The comments were brutal, pathetic, desperate for approval, gold digger alert. This is embarrassing. Maya's vision blurred. Her chest went tight. "It's not true," Grant said. His voice shook with anger. "Everyone saw what really happened. They know, Mr. Whitaker, Miss Brooks." Mr. Kellerman's voice cut through the patio noise. "A word, please." They walked over. Maya's legs felt numb. "There have been concerns raised," Kellerman said. His voice was flat, professional. "About today's activities. Given the situation, I think it's best if Miss Brooks is not included in the official awards photo." "What?" Grant's voice rose. "That's insane. We played. We're a team. I understand. But for the sake of club harmony." "Club harmony?" Grant looked around at the watching faces. "She helped a lost kid. She helped Mr. Hawthorne. She played great golf and was kind to everyone. And you're barring her from a photo?" "I'm sorry, but the decision is made." Kellerman looked at Maya, not unkindly but firm. "I'm sure you understand." The patio had gone completely silent. Maya felt every eye on her, every judgment, every assumption. She thought about her daddy, about dignity, about walking away with your head high even when your heart was breaking. "I understand," she said quietly. Then she stepped back, away from the awards table, away from the group, away from the photo. Grant reached for her hand. "Maya, wait. It's okay," she said. But tears burned her eyes. "It's fine. It wasn't fine. Nothing was fine." She walked to the parking lot on shaking legs, got in her car, and let the tears come. Inside, through the clubhouse windows, she could see them setting up for the photo. Grant stood at the edge, his face twisted with anger and shame. But Maya didn't wait to see what happened next. She drove home through the bright afternoon sunlight, feeling like she'd lost something she'd never really had in the first place. Maya sat in her car in Evie's driveway. She couldn't go inside yet, couldn't face her aunt's worried questions or knowing looks. Her phone buzzed. Grant's name, she ignored it. It buzzed again. And again. Finally, she turned it off. Inside, Evie took one look at Maya's face and pulled her into a hug. "No questions. No, I told you so. Just arms and warmth and safety." "Tell me when you're ready," Evie said. Maya cried into her aunt's shoulder. All the hurt and humiliation poured out. When she finally pulled back, Evie handed her tissues and hot tea. "They barred me from the photo," Maya said. Her voice was hoarse. "Because of a lie. Because Marla edited a video to make me look desperate. And Grant? He tried to defend me. But it didn't matter." Maya wrapped her hands around the mug. "Kellerman made the call. And everyone just watched." Evie's face hardened. "That boy better fix this." "How?" "He can't change their minds. He can't make them respect me." Maya's eyes filled again. "And I'm tired, Auntie. I'm so tired of fighting to be seen as worthy." "You are worthy. Their blindness doesn't change that. I know, but it still hurts." They sat in silence for a while. The sun moved across the kitchen floor. The clock ticked. Maya's phone, still off, sat on the table between them. "You should at least see what he's saying," Evie said finally. "Then decide." Maya turned the phone back on. Messages flooded in. 23 texts from Grant. "Maya, I'm so sorry, please call me. This isn't over. I'm going to make this right. Please just talk to me. 10 missed calls. 2 voicemails." Maya listened to the first one. Grant's voice was tight, emotional. "Maya, I know you're hurt. You have every right to be, but please don't shut me out. I'm going to fix this. I promise. Just please pick up." The second voicemail was quieter. "I love you. I know that's terrible timing. I know I should say it to your face, but I need you to know. I love you. And I'm going to prove it." Maya's hand shook. She set the phone down. "He said he loves me." Evie raised her eyebrows. And I don't know if that's enough." "Then tell him that. But give him a chance to prove it first." Evie stood and cut 2 slices of pie. "Love isn't just words, baby. It's what you do when words aren't enough." Grant stood alone on the 18th green as the sun began to set, right where Maya had sunk that impossible putt a week ago. A week. It felt like a lifetime. The awards ceremony had happened without her. Photos were taken. Smiles were forced. Grant had refused to stand in the group shot. "Suit yourself." Kellerman had said. Now the course was empty, quiet. Grant pulled out his phone and stared at it. Then he called the only person who might understand. Hello? Evie's voice was cautious. Mrs. Brooks, it's Grant Whitaker. I know who you are. Is Maya... She's home. She's safe. That's all you need to know right now. Grant closed his eyes. I need to fix this, but I don't know how. Silence. Then, what are you willing to sacrifice? Anything. Your friends? Your reputation? Your membership at that fancy club? All of it, Grant said without hesitation. I'd give up all of it. Would you tell the truth? The whole truth? With your name on it? In front of everyone who matters to you? Grant looked back at the clubhouse. Lights were on in the main hall. The members were gathering for the evening social. The people he'd known his whole life. The world he'd always belonged to, yes, he said. I would. Then do it, Evie said. Tomorrow morning. When everyone's there. You stand up and you tell them exactly what happened. How it started, why it was wrong, and what Maya means to you. Out loud, in public, so everyone hears. Okay. And if they reject you? If they kick you out, then I'll know I chose the right thing. Grant's voice was steady now. Sure. Thank you, Mrs. Brooks. Don't thank me yet. Thank me when you actually do it. She paused. And Grant? Don't break her heart again. She's been through enough. I won't, I promise. The call ended. Grant walked toward the clubhouse as darkness fell. He had a plan now. A terrifying, possibly stupid plan, but it was the right one. Sunday morning, the club hosted a special breakfast for Scramble participants. Pancakes and awards presentation for the top teams. Grant arrived early. He found Mr. Kellerman in his office. Grant, I didn't expect to see you this morning. I need the microphone during breakfast. Kellerman frowned. For what purpose? I have something to say. Something everyone needs to hear. This is about Miss Brooks, isn't it? It's about the truth, Grant said. And I'm asking as a member, as someone whose family has belonged here for 3 generations, please let me speak. Kellerman studied him for a long moment. 5 minutes. That's all. That's all I need, the breakfast hall filled with families. Laughter and chatter echoed off the walls. Grant saw Colin at a table with his parents. Marla sat with her mother near the front. Mr. Hawthorne and Claire sat together near the windows. Grant's stomach twisted with nerves. But he thought about Maya's face yesterday, about the tears in her eyes as she stepped away from that photo. Kellerman stood at the podium. Good morning, everyone. Before we begin the awards, Grant Whitaker has asked to say a few words. Confused murmurs. Grant stood and walked to the front. His hands shook as he gripped the microphone. Good morning, he started. His voice cracked. He cleared his throat. I know this is unusual, but I need to tell you all something. Something I should have said yesterday. The room quieted. Last Saturday I invited Maya Brooks to play golf here. Most of you saw her. Some of you played with her. Grant took a breath. What you didn't know is that invitation started as a dare. Her joke. Colin and I... He looked at his friend. Colin's face went pale. We thought it would be funny to invite my housekeeper to the club. To see if she'd come. To see if she'd embarrass herself. Gasps. Whispers. Grant's mother put her hand over her mouth. But Maya didn't embarrass herself. She was gracious, skilled, kind to everyone she met. She helped Mr. Hawthorne with his grip. She found a lost child during the storm. She made everyone around her better. His voice grew stronger now. And yesterday, when Marla posted that edited video, I should have defended Maya immediately, publicly. But I hesitated. And because I hesitated, Mr. Kellerman felt justified in barring her from the awards photo. Kellerman shifted uncomfortably. That was wrong, Grant said. Maya earned her place in that photo. She earned respect, and instead she was humiliated. Again. He looked around the room, at all the faces he'd known forever. I'm in love with Maya Brooks, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm proud of it. She's the best person I know. And if this club, if you all can't welcome her with respect, then I don't want to be here. Silence. Complete silence. I'm offering to resign my membership, Grant said. Effective immediately. Unless things change. Unless Maya is invited back. Properly. With a real apology from this club. He set down the microphone and stepped back. For a moment, nobody moved. Then Mr. Hawthorne stood. Slowly, his hands shaking, but his voice clear. Before anyone says anything, Mr. Hawthorne said, I'd like to speak. Kellerman nodded. Mr. Hawthorne walked to the front. Grant stepped aside. I'm 72 years old, Mr. Hawthorne began. I've been a member here for 40 years, and in all that time I've never met anyone as genuinely kind as Maya Brooks. He looked around the room. She helped me when I was struggling. She didn't have to. She didn't know me. But she saw someone in need and she helped. His voice grew emotional. During the storm, she made sure I was safe. She gave up her jacket for a frightened child. She brought dignity to every moment she was here. Claire stood beside her father, nodding. If we're going to bar people like that from our club, Mr. Hawthorne continued, then what does that say about us? What kind of community are we building? Applause started, quiet at first, then louder. Riley, the young caddie, stood at the back. Miss Maya was really nice to me. She treated me like a person, not just staff. More applause. One of the mothers from the scramble stood. She spent 20 minutes teaching my son how to chip. She didn't have to do that, but she did. With patience and kindness. The applause grew. Even some people who'd been cold to Maya stood and clapped. Not everyone, but enough. Kellerman looked around the room. His expression was calculating, pragmatic. He was reading the wind. Finally, he stepped back to the microphone. It seems, Kellerman said carefully, that we may have acted hastily yesterday. In the interest of club unity, I would like to extend a formal invitation to Miss Brooks to return. As a respected guest, more applause. Grant's heart pounded. Can she be in the photo? The official one? Kellerman paused, then nodded. We'll arrange a reshoot. Thank you, Grant said. He looked out at the crowd. At his mother, who was crying. At Colin, who looked ashamed. At Marla, who was already slipping toward the exit. There's one more thing, Grant said. He took the microphone again. Colin, I need you to apologize. To Maya for your part in this. Colin stood slowly. His face was red. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. It was stupid, mean, I was wrong. Tell her. Not me. I will. Grant handed the microphone back to Kellerman. His legs felt weak. But he'd done it. He'd told the truth where it mattered most. Now he just had to hope Maya would forgive him. Maya sat on Evie's couch, watching a cooking show she wasn't really seeing. Her phone sat beside her. She hadn't heard from Grant since last night. Part of her was relieved. Part of her was heartbroken. The doorbell rang. Evie answered it. Well, come in, I suppose. Grant appeared in the living room. He looked exhausted, nervous, hopeful. Hi, he said. Hi, can we talk, please? Maya looked at Evie. Her aunt nodded and disappeared into the kitchen. Grant sat across from Maya, not too close. Respectful of her space. I spoke at the club breakfast this morning, he said. I told everyone the truth. About the dare. About Colin and me. About what we did to you. Maya's eyes widened. You what? I told them I was in love with you. I offered to resign my membership unless they apologized to you properly. Grant's words tumbled out faster now. And people stood up for you, Mr. Hawthorne, Riley, parents from the scramble. They all defended you. They did? Yes, and Kellerman invited you back, officially. He wants to reshoot the photo with you in it. Maya didn't know what to say. Her mind was spinning. Colin apologized, too. In front of everyone. Grant leaned forward. Maya, I know I hurt you. I know I didn't defend you fast enough yesterday. But I'm trying to make it right. The way you asked me to, publicly, where everyone could see. Tears filled Maya's eyes. You stood up there and said you loved me. Yes, in front of everyone? Everyone. A tear slipped down her cheek. Grant, you don't have to say it back, he said quickly. I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking for another chance. To prove I'm serious about this. About us, Maya wiped her eyes. You really offered to quit the club? I did, and I would have. For you, she stood, walked to the window, looked out at the sunny street. Grant waited, silent, patient. Finally, Maya turned back. Ask me again. What? What you asked me yesterday. Behind the pro shop. Ask me again. Understanding dawned in Grant's eyes. He stood and crossed the room. Maya Brooks, he said softly, will you go on a real date with me? A first date. Just us, no secrets, no hiding. Yes, Maya said, but I have conditions. Anything. No sneaking around. If we do this, we're visible. We use front doors. We say hello in public. We don't pretend we're just friends when it's convenient. Done. And if someone at your club or anywhere treats me badly because of who I am or what I do, you defend me. Right away, not later. Not after you think about it. I will. I promise. Maya stepped closer. One more thing. What? Don't ever set me up for a joke again. Even a small one. Even if you think it's harmless. Grant's face crumpled. Never, God, Maya, never again. I'm so sorry, she kissed him. Cut off his apology with her lips. When they pulled back, Grant was smiling. Really smiling, so, he said. That date. Tonight. Tonight's too soon. I'm still processing. Maya touched his cheek. But tomorrow, dinner, somewhere nice. And you're picking me up here, at the front door. Where Aunt Evie can see you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Monday evening, Grant arrived at Evie's apartment at exactly 6 o'clock. He wore a button-down shirt and nice jeans. He held flowers, daisies and sunflowers, bright and cheerful. Evie answered the door. She looked him up and down. Mrs. Brooks, Grant said, these are for you. Thank you for letting me have another chance. Evie took the flowers. Her expression softened slightly. You hurt my girl. I know. And I'm sorry. It won't happen again. It better not. Evie stepped aside. Maya, your young man is here. Maya appeared from the hallway. She wore a yellow sundress and sandals. Her braids were swept up in a twist. She looked beautiful. Grant stared. Wow. Don't wow her yet, Evie said. Sit down. Both of you. They sat on the couch. Evie settled in the armchair across from them like a queen on a throne. Grant, Evie said, you stood up for Maya yesterday. That was good. That was what she needed. Yes, ma'am, but words are easy. Actions are what count. Evie leaned forward. You understand that dating my niece means dealing with people who won't like it. People who'll whisper, judge, make assumptions, I know. And you're willing to face that? Every time? Without complaining or asking Maya to make herself smaller. Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Evie studied him. Then she looked at Maya. What do you think, baby? I think he means it, Maya said. And I think he's worth the risk. Evie nodded slowly. All right, then. You kids go have fun. But Maya, you text me when you get to the restaurant. And when you leave. And when you get home. Auntie, non-negotiable. Maya laughed. Okay, I will. They stood. Grant shook Evie's hand. Thank you, Mrs. Brooks. Call me Evie and take care of her. I will. Dinner was perfect. They went to a small Italian place near the water. Nothing fancy. Just good food and honest conversation. Grant told her about his childhood. About parents who loved him, but didn't really know him. About pressure to be perfect and successful and appropriate. Maya told him about her parents, about losing them young, about Evie stepping in to raise her with love and strength and no-nonsense wisdom. They talked about the future, about what they wanted. What scared them? I want to work with Claire, Maya said, teaching kids to play golf, passing on what my daddy taught me. You'd be amazing at that, and I want to keep cleaning houses, for now anyway. It's honest work. So I'm good at it. You're good at everything, Grant said. Then he paused. I'll need to find you a different house to clean, though. Can't have my girlfriend working for me. That's weird. Your girlfriend? Maya's lips curved. Is that what I am? If you want to be. Yeah, Maya said softly. I do. After dinner, they walked along the pier. The ocean stretched dark and vast. Stars appeared overhead. Can I hold your hand? Grant asked. Maya laced her fingers through his. You don't have to ask every time. I like asking. I like making sure. They stopped at the end of the pier. Waves crashed below. The air smelled like salt and possibility. Grant? Yeah? I'm falling in love with you too, Maya said. I know it's fast. I know it's scary. But I am, Grant pulled her close, kissed her forehead, her cheeks, her lips. I'm not scared anymore, he said. Not with you. They stayed there for a long time, just holding each other. Just being, daughter. Tuesday afternoon, Maya met Grant at Evie's kitchen table. Evie had insisted on cooking dinner for all three of them, so I can get to know him properly, she'd said. Now Grant sat across from Evie, answering her questions while Maya set the table. What do you do for work? Evie asked. I manage investments, my family's company. That pay well? Auntie! Maya laughed. What? I'm asking practical questions. Evie turned back to Grant. Well? Yes, ma'am. It pays well. Good, because if you're serious about my Maya, you better be able to take care of yourself. She's not your maid or your mother. I know that. I respect that. Evie served the pot roast. They ate together. conversation flowing easier now. Evie told stories about Maya as a kid. Maya groaned and blushed. Grant laughed. Really laughed. The kind of laugh that came from feeling at home. After dinner, they talked about next steps. Small ones. Simple ones. "I want to take you to the public course on Sunday," Grant said. "Just 9 holes, casual us." "I'd like that," Maya said. "And next week I'd like to take you both to dinner. Somewhere nice." "My treat." Evie raised an eyebrow. "We'll see." But she was smiling. Later on the porch, Maya and Grant stood in the soft evening air. "Your aunt is intimidating," Grant said. "She likes you." "If she didn't, you wouldn't be here." "How can you tell?" "She gave you seconds on pot roast." "That's her love language," Grant grinned. He pulled Maya close. Kissed her slowly, sweetly. "Thank you," he said. "For what?" "For giving me another chance. For seeing who I could be, not just who I was." "You're still becoming who you'll be," Maya said. "We both are, together." "Together," Grant echoed. "I really like that word." Sunday morning arrived cool and perfect. Maya met Grant at the municipal course, the one where her daddy had worked, where she'd learned to love the game. They played 9 holes. No pressure, no gallery. Just 2 people who loved golf and were falling in love with each other. Maya showed Grant how to read the slope on the practice green. He showed her a bunker technique he'd learned from a pro. They laughed, teased, competed friendly. On the 9th green, Maya lined up a putt. 20 feet. "Breaking hard, right? Just like the first one at Oceanside. Your line, your speed," Grant said softly. Maya took her stance, breathed, let the club swing through. The ball rolled, curved, tracked, dropped. Grant whooped and picked her up, spinning her around. Maya laughed. Really laughed. The kind that came from deep joy. He set her down and kissed her. Right there on the green, in front of the families playing behind them. The groundskeepers working the course, everyone visible, real, unhidden. "I love you," Grant said. "I love you too." As they walked off the course, Mr. Hawthorne and Claire were walking on. They waved. "Maya," Claire called. "We're finalizing the youth program schedule. Can you come by this week?" "Absolutely," Maya said. "Bring Grant too," Mr. Hawthorne added with a wink. He could use the lessons. They all laughed. Back in the parking lot, Grant opened Maya's car door for her. "What are you doing next Sunday?" He asked. "I don't know." "What am I doing?" "Same thing. Same course. Same time." Grant smiled. "No secrets. No backdoors. Just us." "Just us," Maya agreed. "I like that." That evening, Maya sat at Evie's table with her aunt and Grant. They'd ordered pizza. Nothing fancy. Just food and conversation and comfort. Maya pulled something from her pocket. Her daddy's old ball marker, worn and dented but precious. She set it beside the framed photo of her parents on the shelf. "He'd be proud of you, baby," Evie said softly. "I hope so." Grant's hand covered Maya's, warm and steady and sure. They sat there as the sun set outside. 3 people building something new from something broken. Love chosen openly. Truth spoken loudly. Dignity honored daily. It wasn't perfect. There would still be whispers. Still be people who didn't understand or didn't approve. But Maya had learned something important. Something her daddy had tried to teach her all along. You don't earn respect by making yourself smaller. You earn it by standing tall, by being kind, by showing up with your whole heart, even when it's scary. And if someone can't see your worth, that's their failure. Not yours. Grant squeezed her hand. "What are you thinking?" "That I'm happy," Maya said. "Really, truly happy." "Me too." Evie raised her glass of sweet tea. "To new beginnings, and old wisdom, and love that's brave enough to be seen." They clinked glasses, laughed, made plans for next week and next month and the future that stretched out before them. Outside, the stars came out one by one. The ocean whispered in the distance. And somewhere, maybe, a proud father smiled down at his daughter, who'd learned to sink the impossible putt, not by forcing it, not by fighting it, but by trusting the reed, trusting the stroke, and trusting that sometimes when you're brave enough to try, the ball finds its way home. The end.